prepared.
By tomorrow, I will rule the world!
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
Well, I must have not been paying attention when you were just talking.
Thank God this isn't radio.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Why?
Radio, if your show starts at 2,
yeah,
you're on it too. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
I know that.
It doesn't matter if you're ready or you're not ready. Look at that. I like that. Oh, look at that.
Halloween party coming up.
Yeah, so you
With
going?
Prospect Hill,
Are you going?
yes.
Oh, that's going to be a good night.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I go as every year?
What?
'Cause I'm a lazy bastard. So you know what I go as for Halloween every year?
What?
I wear my Boston Bruins, official Boston Bruins jersey. It's like a $200 jersey. And then I wear a yarmulke, and I go as Happy Gilmore. Come on, come on. At Wally's in Hampton. Prospect Hill is
You
playing.
coming? It's the 31st.
Yeah, Halloween night.
Halloween night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing
Yeah.
there. You dress up.
Sorry,
you know.
one of our executive producers does not have a microphone.
It's okay. Yeah, let's go. We should invite Randy too.
Yeah, we got Randy there.
Any Papa Buzz?
He could show up with 2 women from the nursing home and try and double date with us. He said to me one day, "Let's do a double date. I'm going to bring a date for you." I showed up and she was 85 years old with a walker. I'm like, geez, thanks. At least she's not in a wheelchair. You know what's funny? I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God, what?
Okay, she wasn't in her 80s. She was probably closer to 60. I can't share this. I don't know what's going on.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to share it on my page. And
I
know
see it. We're live.
Everybody's...
Welcome in, everyone.
It's on the Valley Patriot page, but I'm trying to share it onto my page. And... All right, more Boppa Buzz, and we got to get this show going.
Everyone. Ba, 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 ba.
That guy in the blue car was not singing. I could hear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
All right.
Welcome in, John Drew.
John Drew. He's going to enjoy this tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope he's not bouncing in and out. You need to stay for the whole show. This is going to be a good show.
Oh, I'm sure he's staying.
I've had 50 people. What's the expression you got to use? Slide into my DMs?
Yeah, they're going to slide into your
Slide
DMs.
into my DMs. All this young people lingo. Get off my lawn, you kids. All right, let's get this show on the road. Hi, how you guys doing? My name's Tom Duggan. Here with the Big Attention Podcast, high atop the Golden Seal Apothecary, right here at the North Andover Cable Access Studios, right across the street from the plush and luxurious Valley Patriot offices in downtown North Andover. So you can see I got my brand new Rockland Trust cup, but you know they're all left-handed, and I really hate these. So I got to put in a special request to Jessica Phillips over at Rockland Trust.
You can also switch it, turn it around.
Well, yeah, but then there's nothing there, so I'm trying to promote Rockland Trust, but I drink with my right hand.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can use your computer, right? Or you can be on your phone while you're drinking coffee.
I drink with my right hand. I need a right-handed cup. That's what I need.
Okay.
But I'm not ungrateful for the free cup. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about a free lunch. I'm just saying, and I'm happy to pay for it, but my next cup has to be a right-handed cup.
Nah, you don't pay for that. Come on now.
I don't pay for anything, actually.
Welcome in, Alex Rodriguez. Alejandro's watching. Hi, Alejandro.
Alejandro's on his way here, I think. Yeah, I should have said that. I know. I'm like Trump. I can't hold it.
I know, right? Isn't Trump hilarious?
This morning he was giving away CIA secrets, and he caught himself halfway through going, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that." Yeah, you probably shouldn't have said that. We have the CIA in Venezuela. No.
What about his tweet when he says, "A huge thank you to all the No King protesters yesterday. I was very concerned that King was trying to take my place, but thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job, all."
That's awesome.
Trump is the man.
Oh my goodness!
Man.
I can't even find my list of sponsors.
I always ask you that before we start. I
know, and I know I emailed myself, but it must have stayed in my outbox and not gone.
Maybe in drafts.
All right. Well, I have last week's list, but we have a couple of new ones since then, I think.
Yeah.
All right. No, we don't. So we're going to have to go as we go, I guess.
Sounds
All right, let's take some of our sponsors. Century 21 McLennan Real Estate. The Zadie Pescherino. How did she say we're supposed to say that?
Pesci. No, Pesci. No, Pesci. Pesci. No, Pesci. I don't know, Tom. Just keep it the same way you're saying.
They've only been advertising with us for 7 years, and we still can't get the name right.
By the way, she hit a record last week. We had about 1,200 views just on that.
Oh, live. We were live.
Yeah, that's a record since I've been here.
Well, since you've been here, yeah, for sure. When we did the live debate with Jen Kinnan and Neil Perry, I think we had 7,000 live that night. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was more people that showed up for the election, which was hilarious. Who else? Marston and Son Construction, EIS Investigation and Gun Trading, Tomo, and Shaken Seafood. When are we going to Tomo? Because that's really important.
I love Tomo. Can we sit on the hibachi side, though, or no?
If I have to.
All right, well, we can sit on the other side, but you have to buy me a Mai Tai.
See, you can get a hibachi without being at the hibachi.
Really?
Yeah, me and my friend Bob go. We order a hibachi dinner, but I don't need to see the guy do this with the egg in the pocket. Like, listen,
The kids love that.
you go to East Bumfuck, Alabama, and you go to a hibachi place, and they do the same thing with the egg in the pocket and the volcano with the.
Yeah.
Like, can they get a new friggin' routine? Because I've been going there for like 20 years now. And if you're going to entertain me, it's got to be something new.
People like it. I don't know. It's fun. They also give you alcohol right in your mouth with like a little gun.
I don't drink, so
That's probably why. The kids love it. They
give.
give them like balloons. It's just an entertainment. They do the big fire.
I get it. For kids, it's fine. And I love Tomo. I'm not saying because we love them. I'm there all the time. Their sushi's amazing.
Yeah.
The Godzilla and the Kamikaze are the two what you want to get. Like if you want to try the sushi there. Those are the best too.
Okay.
I just don't like we'll order from the hibachi menu.
No, you also go there to talk to people.
Yeah, we're having
meetings.
meetings. We're having meetings. I was there with Karina one day, and apparently my new stalker Megan Jocelyn. Did you see the text messages that I posted for her?
No, I didn't see it. What did she say?
Somebody sent me some text messages between her and another person, and the funny thing is, the person that sent me the text messages was not the person she was texting with, which is even more hilarious.
Oh, my
And I was like,
God.
how did you get this? They were like, well, listen, I'm just telling you, I saw this, I did a screen capture, they printed it out on paper, and then they mailed it to me in snail mail. So when I got it, I had to take another picture of it and post it online, which is why it looks like fourth generation.
Oh, okay.
But it is real, because I know the person who knows
People
the
are starting to
person.
send me like things too, like they send you like
Right.
things that are happening and stuff.
I have what I call
cool.
the magic mailbox. People just randomly put shit in my mailbox without mailing it, and the danger of that is if the postman catches that, I could get fined for people putting things in the mailbox that are not official mail. But he hasn't said anything yet, so it does happen. But I usually get the mail before he comes next time. I usually get my mail very late at night, like 2 a.m. So if you did it that day after he came, you're good. If you do it in the morning, it could cause me a problem. Anyways, who else do we have? Clear Path for Veterans New England, AFC Urgent Care, Pleasant Valley Landscaping Contractors, Prime Insurance, the Doug Mercurio Law Office. She's laughing. We're going to get Dave Idconsolian
I love
here
David.
I think he's mad at me.
Yeah,
I think he is.
it's okay. He'll be fine. We'll see him
Prime
at the
Insurance,
bash.
the Doug Mercurio Law. What's Doug up to these days?
I don't know, but I like what he's writing about. He talks about immigration a lot and everything that's going on, the government shutdown. I will follow him if I was you guys. So
W3ON 4-star lighting. Free shout out to them. Another free shout out to Paul Lambert of Lambert and Randone, and a free shout out to JG's Ice Cream, as well as, now here's where I'm in trouble. I don't have my list of candidates. So I know off the top of my head we have Wanda Santos for City Council in Methuen. We also have Frank Cirillo, City Council in Methuen. Ryan DeZoglio, City Council in Methuen. Jana Zani Pesci, the sexiest woman alive, City Council in Methuen. Who else do we have?
have Luis Robles for school committee.
Say it again. That's so sexy.
Luis Robles.
Robles.
In this for school committee,
Wanna
Lawrence
marry her
Public
right
Schools. Did you say John Drew already for City Council at Large? Wanda Santos, City Council at Large in Methuen. I think that's it, Tom. You got Cirillo. You have Ryan DeZoglio.
I have no district candidates. That's crazy. Do I have any?
no.
Do I have any Lawrence candidates? I know
No.
Brian's coming on board next week.
No,
so
I
if I
don't
was
think-
Juan Manny Gonzalez, I'd be getting an ad. It's so cheap. I mean,
Come on,
I'd be
now,
getting
right?
an ad, right?
Right.
All right, so
With a picture of him and Dan Rivera.
oh, don't we have a new one? A notary?
Oh, yes, a notary. Sorry, I closed it. Mary Ellen. Hold on a second. Keep talking.
All right, very good. Wait till you guys see what I have for you. Wait till you see the videos, the clips that we have. I spent all night on these video clips.
Here you go. Read it.
All right, it's on-the-go notary, mobile notary services, Mary Ellen Khalil, serving the Merrimack Valley. It's got the cute little stamp there. We can put that in rotation, right? We can help
Yeah,
her
it's
out
in
with
there
that.
already.
So that's
I already put it in there.
That's a little fun.
Khalil, I wonder if she's related to my dentist. Probably.
Maybe they're all related. They're all
Methuen?
cousins.
Yeah?
They're all
there you go.
cousins.
So they are.
All right, let's see what else do we have.
Oh, my friend Alex. Carlota, my favorite girl. Oh, I love you, Alex.
Alex who?
Rodriguez. He's from Cápsula Roja podcast.
What's his last name again?
Rodriguez.
Jesus Christ. It's like being with Shakira all the time. It's like having Shakira as an intern. So we need somebody to sponsor the intern girl cam. So show everybody what you look like today, because you do look pretty good, except your hair is up, and I hate that.
I'm sorry.
No hair up. When
Hold
I'm
on,
king
let
of
me
the
fix
world,
this.
that will be punishable by death. Women will not be allowed to put their hair up.
Can you believe some girls are saying I'm really ugly?
Well, that's okay.
Because I voted for Trump.
Listen, here's what you do. You always steer into this kid. You just agree with them and go, you're right, I'm ugly. And now they've got nowhere to go, right? Like they thought they were going to hurt you and you just randomly agree with them. And what are they going to say? Like,
Yeah.
You're fat too. Okay, I'm fat too. Like, so?
Yeah, it's okay.
Right? All right, what else? What do
It
we
happens.
have? What do we have? We have a couple of things before we get to our main topic. I see that Seth Moulton, my congressman, who I have to be honest with you, even though I'm a right-wing lunatic, I like a lot of what he does. He's a veteran, and sometimes he comes out and he does. It's not a lot, but I see more bravery out of him than just about any other Democrat in Massachusetts. But he's going to challenge Ed Markey for Senate next year.
That's a tough
And
one.
quite frankly, I don't know what is the difference between Ed Markey. They're going to vote exactly the same. Like, I have a state rep friend that I'm a little beef with right now. We're friends, but we're in a little beef. Because we were out one day, and he said to me, so-and-so is going to run against me next year. I'm going to need your help. And I said, I helped you last time, but I expected more. Like, when the governor put $1 billion in front of you for illegal aliens, I expected somebody representing Lawrence would vote no, and you voted yes. And they were like, oh, all the excuses, right? And I said, well, listen, so let me ask you a question. This person's going to run. They're a Democrat. You're a Democrat. What's the difference? You're going to vote exactly the way your party tells you to vote. They're going to vote exactly the way your party tells them to vote. So why should we support you over that other person? You're interchangeable. There's literally no difference. If you're both going to do what your party tells you, regardless of what you really believe, then why should I help you? Like, what is the difference? Other than we're friends, like I know you. I know him too, and I don't really like him. So personally, to me, that's the only difference. But to the average voter, what is the difference? You're going to vote against everything Trump wants because that's what your party tells you. And he's going to vote against everything Trump wants because that's what his party tells him. So really, to the voter, every Democrat is just a widget that's the same exact size, that has the same exact function, and they're just interchangeable. So why would we bother? Like, say, do something courageous. Vote against $1 billion for illegal aliens. Vote against all these fees in our energy bills that you voted to support. How about that?
Oh, now Mara Healey's jumping on it.
Right. Nothing says I need to get reelected more than somebody undoing what they did 2 years ago, right? All right. What else do we have? There's a couple other things that I really wanted to get to, and I thought I wrote them down, and apparently
That's fine. We have Helen Silva. She said, hi, everyone. BD's mom here. This is awesome.
BD?
Yeah, BD. I don't know who BD
Oh,
is.
okay. All right. Okay.
That's usually in slang. It's usually baby daddy.
Oh, okay. It
So
could
I
be.
don't know.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Real quick. Dan Rivera has endorsed candidate for mayor in Lawrence, Juan Manny Gonzalez. Juan Manny Gonzalez. Are you that in love with him? Or she's breathing heavy like she's in love with Dan?
No, I think that's what it sounded like in the video that I saw yesterday.
Oh, I sound like that too.
No, you don't.
Did you see the video that I posted at Dave O'Brien's 50th celebration as a member of the Methuen Elks. I get up and I did a little presentation for 5 minutes, and I was gasping for air through the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. 'cause I
Yeah,
was
but
standing
you
there.
were like in a coma.
Right, that's true.
And you're a lot older.
Hey, not a lot older.
It's also someone that quit midway, gave up on the city for selfish reasons to get a job. So I don't know. I don't think that was a really good political move. A lot of people do not like him. So
All right, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Tom doesn't say anything. Come on, Tom.
Listen, I can't disagree with you, but I wouldn't have put it that way. Maybe I would have. I don't know.
You know you would have. You would have been worse.
I'm trying to be diplomatic. It's not a good look for me, by the way.
No?
I'm not good at being diplomatic, so that's why I struggle so hard on this one.
I feel like I was doing the Trump.
I haven't endorsed a candidate for mayor yet.
Okay.
And I probably am going to. I'm leaning with Brian only because of the haters that are around Manny, but I see Manny making some brave moves lately.
Yeah.
And if he keeps going in that direction, I could go in that direction. So I want to see what's going on. I love Juan Manny Gonzalez. He's a hero in the community.
Yeah.
He's a firefighter. This is a guy that runs into burning buildings. And not only that, he started Heal Lawrence to help fire victims. So not only does he help people while their house is on fire, 3 days later, when the Red Cross is screwing out of town, he's actually still trying to help the families. So
No, and that makes sense. Nobody's taking that away from him, but
Right,
the political
right.
experience is not there. He
Right.
cannot just go and knocking
I
on
don't
federal
disagree with
doors
that.
and
And
saying,
I like
I want
Brian.
money for
and
this.
I like Brian, but I'm still waiting for my goddamn scanner. Right? I was promised 4 years ago I was going to get that scanner, and I'm still waiting. We have secret police in Lawrence driving around. Nobody can see what they're doing, but they have high-definition cameras that can zoom into your living room window and read your mail. I'm not kidding. I watched them do it. I watched it happen.
Jesus.
So, I mean, you want to talk about fascism? I'm going to do a show on this after the election. My editorial this month is about fascism at the local level. You don't lose your country when ICE is deporting people who broke our laws. You lose your country when your local police can act in secret while they're spying on you. That's when you lose your country. And when local people are okay with that and don't protest it at the local level, that's when it spreads, and that's when you lose your country.
Did you see what Trump said on what's her name? Wu? What's her? I forget. Michelle Wu.
Yeah.
The mayor of Boston. He said that basically, if she doesn't, comply with ICE, that he will call the head of FIFA and have FIFA removed, not come to Boston next year.
I honestly think if you're an elected official, you're supposed to represent our government.
Yeah.
And if somebody is here who violated our government's laws, and you're standing in the way of them enforcing our government's laws, you should go to jail. I think the governor and the mayor of Boston should be in jail. If you're going to stand in the way, and by the way, this goes for a regular person. If you're on the street and you're trying to obstruct the operations of federal law enforcement while they're trying to pick up pedophiles and drug dealers, because you think all ICE does is go after innocent people that they're deporting. That's not all they're doing. And if you're obstructing them, you should be in jail. You should be facing the same penalty as the people that they're picking up if you're trying to stop them, because you're supporting criminals.
This is not a good look for her right now. I think if I believe the.
Well, she's a communist.
No, they did they added that extra space for international flights and, the Logan Airport. And now if that's not going to be used, and that's good for the community, it's going to bring in a lot of business if FIFA comes here. So let's see if she complies.
All right. I can't find my notes on all the other things I wanted to talk about. So
Tom, what's wrong?
I know.
I even give you extra time to get ready.
I know. but I spent so much time on this Methuen School Committee meeting, and we're going to spend a lot of time on it today. And trust me, you're not going to regret it. And a little while from now, I'm going to have on Alejandro Baez is going to be coming into the studio, because we are talking about the Methuen City Council, Methuen School Committee meeting. And he was there and he spoke, but I didn't cut his clips. So what I was thinking of is, since I don't have a candidate today, we're supposed to, but they bowed out last minute. I thought maybe we'd
what's
do the
happening
video.
here? Hello?
Hello.
Whoa. Is this safe? Should I call the police? Or?
Where's Mac McCarthy?
I know that guy. Definitely.
They can't hear you. You got to put that on.
Oh, put it on?
Yeah. And then you get them. There you
He's
go.
taller.
I need
He's
a
taller
mic.
than I expected.
I'm much
How
taller.
big
I'm like
he is
6'4".
compared to me.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure.
Are you
much
really
better?
6'4"?
Yeah,
No
6'4" and a half to be
Is
honest.
this safe, Tom?
I don't know.
Do you have your girls with you?
Yes, I am armed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's never safe.
I want to know where you get the shirts. That's what I want to know.
Huh?
Where do you get the shirts?
I'll never tell. I want that shirt, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody donated this for the homeless, and we were out giving out shirts for the homeless.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
No, to see if it sound
He's
good.
waving and
Oh, it
playing
sounds
with something.
great. If
Or
you're
down.
doing it, it's always good.
So,
Oh, okay.
so we
Yes.
were out doing the homeless, and I tried to give the homeless guy this shirt, and he looked at me and he goes, "I like that shirt better, the one I was wearing."
Oh my gosh.
So I took it was summer, so I took off my shirt and I gave it to him, and he started to walk away with both shirts, and he turned around and he goes, "Well, I really like this shirt. You can have this one." So I ended up with the one that got donated. He ended up with my $200 shirt.
So here's my question: when you actually took off your shirt, were you actually bare-chested?
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you have like
But it
a
was
bunch
middle
of
of summer.
So a bunch of girls just came rushing
right,
you.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Pulling off my chest hairs, they were selling it on eBay.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. You got a lot of them. Yes, I know, but they're sexy.
It is scary,
Yeah,
though, you
for
know.
sure.
If I could go back in time and tell the 14-year-old me that it does get better, I wish I could do that.
Oh, for you, it
Yeah,
always gets better.
it does.
Definitely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Women love me, and yet people still run around saying I'm misogynist. I don't know how that works.
You are not.
Because literally every person in my life is a woman, other than Mike Gorman.
Yeah.
Every person in my life is a woman. And Randy.
Wait, so how are Mike and Randy in your life? The same way a woman is?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
No.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounded weird. Thanks
Yeah.
for fixing that.
No
clarifying
worries.
that.
Now I was saying that was the exception.
Oh, they're the
So-
exception.
Yes.
Oh, okay. In what way?
They're dudes.
Oh, does that matter?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. To some people, it doesn't.
I'm
so-
not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just not.
And you're
so-
not bi?
No, I'm not
Okay.
bi. No.
All right. We just want to clarify.
I love women.
Yeah.
And so, like, I always go on Facebook. At least once a week, somebody's on a rant about Tom Duggan's a misogynist because he says things about women's looks. And I'm looking in the dictionary going, where does it say misogyny means you mention someone's looks? It means you hate women. That's what misogyny means.
And I love your view of women, by the way.
I love women.
Yeah. You love curvy women.
I love all women.
Yeah.
Right. But
Oh.
curvy women in particular.
And I think that's awesome.
Which is why I love Dominican women, because
Yes.
there's a lot of curves.
Okay, so every Dominican watching right now, please, by all means, contact Mr.
Yep.
Tom
Yep.
Duggan.
They're
And
gonna
you
have
know
to
how
fight.
to get in touch
They're
with
gonna
him.
have to fight with Imelda Santos. She wants to be the
Mrs.
future
yeah.
future Mrs. Duggan. Right?
Oh, I think you
Although
need to-
Carmen called me the other day, and now they're fighting over me. So
Really?
Carmen and Yinolda on Facebook, they were fighting over
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
You should move
Tom.
to the Middle East. You deserve a harem.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
tell you, do you know who one of the you know who one of I always say how Jane is Zanny Pesci's the sexiest woman alive. You know who the most beautiful woman alive is?
Please tell.
She's gonna flip out when I say this
Okay.
online. Jen Maroon over at George's Bakery.
Oh, it's my cousin.
She is the most beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like as far as beauty.
Yeah.
I have ever seen in my life, and she's what? She's Lebanese, right?
She is, 100%.
So Middle East women are gorgeous.
Well, she's Middle Eastern, so she may have some of that approval when it comes to your harem. You know, maybe she can talk to her.
and then I found out she was with
boyfriend.
Sam Salib, and I was like, how do we kill him? Like, how do we get? How do we? How do,
Well,
Something
you
how do-
know a
happens to
lot of
him, you're
people
gonna
who
be in
have
trouble.
done those kind of things, so I'm sure you can talk
That's
to
true,
them
I do.
and say, "See you later, Sam."
I do, but I would never
Yeah.
do that to Sam. He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Oh, well.
If it was anybody else, though, I got to tell you, they'd be in trouble.
Uh-oh, watch out now.
I would.
All right.
So what are you doing here? Like, you just dropped in to say hi? Did you bring me a sandwich at least?
Well, absolutely not.
Okay.
But
See
I
how he
do want to
is?
talk about, when it comes to food, we had a fantastic lunch at Salvatore's.
did the other
It was
day.
phenomenal.
You came on to talk about the lunch we had? Because that was very private conversation.
Well, I was watching some of the comments on the live, and Randy Cotta made a specific request to mention the lunch, so I felt I had to be respectful and do so.
right.
Yes, it was great. I had the veal palm.
He gloms off of our fame.
He does. I love Randy Cotta. Yeah, so it was awesome, and thank you to Michael
The food is
Agricola
great.
as well, who owns Salvatore's.
Colleen, our waitress, was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was great.
Everyone there is so nice.
Yeah, they are. So, real quick. So a week from, is today Thursday? Yeah. So a week
Yes.
from tomorrow, October 24th, Randy Cotta, God bless him, and the Greater Bridge Club of Lowell. Am I saying that correct?
The Greater Lowell Bridge Club.
Okay. Amen. Having an enormous event.
Yes.
It's called Tales from the Bronx, and he has graciously asked me to MC and host the event. I graciously agreed.
Normally he asks me to do that.
Yeah.
But
Well, you can do it on the
That's
side.
fine.
Like, just be sitting there, and
Cool,
you,
yeah, with my
you can
cane.
have all the you
I
can
can't
have
be
all the
running
ladies.
around anyway.
Yeah. So it is going to be featuring Lilo Brancato.
no, it's Lilo Brancato.
Brancato.
You have to do the Boston Dad
The
accent.
Brancato. Well, it's natural for me. Lilo Brancato and Terrell Hicks are going to be there. They were the two main stars in the Bronx Tale. They
By the way,
played
that was
two
one of the
kids.
best movies ever made.
It is still to this day one of the
Yeah,
best movies ever
100%.
made. Absolutely. So and it's going to be a full, delicious Italian buffet, a DJ, phenomenal raffle prizes. There's going to be an opportunity for a VIP meet and greet with Lilo and Terrell as well. It'll be at Salvatore's, starts at 7 p.m., obviously right down the street in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
And all the money goes?
All the proceeds go to
homeless
support
veterans.
The homeless veterans. So couple things we talked about at the lunch. Tickets are, and I'm not just plugging it just to say it, but it is a great price, $125. We're talking about Wally's and Hampton and all. We all spend money going out to eat, and a lot of times that's
This
nothing.
is for homeless veterans.
This is for homeless veterans.
And I'm telling you, because you know how I am about nonprofits, I'm telling you, 100% of the money goes to homeless veterans.
Yep.
And Randy just opened up a 15-unit apartment building in Lowell. We were there, intern and I were there about 2 months ago, to house 15 units to put homeless veterans in.
That is beautiful.
And so that they're going to try and do more. We're trying to open. In fact, today they met with someone in Lawrence. We just found a location in Lawrence, in North Lawrence, for the Bridge Club to take over to make for homeless veterans.
That's awesome.
That is
The old Berkeley retirement home. So it's the old, on Berkeley Street.
I know it well.
Nobody wants it, so it's been sitting there empty for a while.
It's been empty all this time?
Yes.
I had no idea.
And
Isn't that Methuen, though?
So Nancy, well, it's right over the line. It's right on Berkeley Street. So I think technically it's still in Lawrence.
Yeah.
But my friend Nancy knew the guy, and she said, "Oh, you wouldn't believe that this place is empty. They can't get a tenant." And I said, "Call Randy." So this morning, Randy's walking through doing a tour. So
wow.
The money from this is going to go, whether it's there or anywhere else, to homeless veterans, and there are a lot of homeless veterans.
Oh my gosh,
in the Merrimack
there are.
Valley, in Lawrence, in Methuen.
So I just wanted to say, so any business out there that buys a table, it's a table of 8, it is discounted from $125 to $100. So basically for $800, you get a full table, and you also get an ad, correct me if I'm not correct, in the Valley Patriot.
100%.
100% mentioned here on the podcast.
Sponsor the event, we'll give you a free ad.
Intern girl will even plug.
Yes,
I love
course.
that. I can't say her real name.
Intern girl.
Intern girl, please.
Oh, I
She
love the
doesn't have
name.
a real name.
It has such a beautiful movie star ring to it.
Right.
I love it. So, and not only that, if you cannot attend or someone from your table of 8 cannot attend, those tickets will go to homeless veterans who cannot afford to go. But it is going to be a phenomenal evening. And let's just say 501c3, that's what they are. So it is also, as an added blessing and a plug, a tax write-off for your business as well. And, we're here, supporting this and plugging this because we truly stand behind where this money is going to.
And Randy, who has worked at Veterans Northeast Outreach and Clear Path for Veterans, is now with the Bridge Club of Greater Lowell. Works very hard, morning, noon. Sometimes I call him 10 o'clock at night. He's still at work.
Wow.
They go out and they find homeless. Randy's the guy that when TMF and I are out serving the homeless in Lawrence, and we're at the banks of the Merrimack River in February, and we find a homeless guy, and he says, it really sucks that they're giving all this free hotels to illegal aliens, and I'm a veteran of this country, and I have to sleep in a tent.
Wow.
I'll call Randy at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He'll get out of bed.
Yeah.
Get in his car, come down to the banks of the Merrimack River, climb through the snow.
Wow.
Talk to the guy, make sure he's a veteran, because sometimes people lie.
Yeah,
But he'll ask him about his DD 214 and what unit he was with. They've got certain questions they can ask, and if the guy's a veteran, we'll put him in his car right there. That moment, drive him down to Devon's, do an intake, give him a place to sleep for the night, and in the morning they'll start him on the road to recovery if he's addicted, and to get a job and to get a home or at least an apartment if they're not. So I've seen him do this. I've seen him and John Radke, God rest his soul, do this at least 30 times with us in Lawrence, and the work that they do is amazing.
Wow.
They don't like to be thanked. They don't like the notoriety, which makes me want to promote them even more.
Amen. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. That's absolutely true. No, it's going to be great. So
the Boston Dad, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
How are you? Yeah. So you can reach out to Randy Carter on Facebook. Randy Carter on Facebook. It is C-A-I. The only thing I don't like about this guy is he has an R in his name.
Right. It's
I hate that. It aggravates me.
C-A-H-H-T-E-R.
Yeah, I'm changing his name legally. We're going to go to City Hall. But you can can reach out to him. You can Venmo him
Mm-hmm.
personally. Also, there is maybe you can share it somewhere on the comment thread.
If he puts it in the comments,
Yes.
I will share it out.
Okay, there's an Eventbrite link to buy tickets. You can also get them there as well. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you can also reach out to me, and I'll be happy to send you those links also as well. Of course, you can get them that night.
I interviewed Lilo Mercado on this show about 2 years ago,
yeah,
3 years ago.
You got to send me that link.
And I will send it.
Yeah.
It's on. Unfortunately, Facebook took out all the videos. Anybody that went live. If you went live, Facebook has deleted all of the videos, so I had to download them all. But thank God,
wish I knew.
Thank God, this show after we go live, we always uploaded it to YouTube. So it is up. It is up there, but it shows like 3 views because we get like 10,000 on Facebook. But then they delete it, so you have no proof of that.
Okay.
But it is there. But I had him on the show. And it was a fascinating interview. I wanted to keep him forever because he was addicted. And when he was you think this young kid who's 17 years old suddenly is a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
And he became addicted, and he spent some time in jail, and his life collapsed a couple of times.
Sure.
And he's been able to repair himself, and he's been able to get better. And now he talks all over the country to places where people are addicted and people have families that are addicted.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's really inspiring. Like even when we went off the air, we sat there for another hour and just chatted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a
That's
good guy.
awesome. You reminded me of something, and I'm so glad you said it. You're such a blessing. And intern girl says it all the time. She'll just message
No one's going to
randomly.
think that when we do our next segment.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, definitely. Everyone all over Minga Valley, Merrimack Valley, says wearing shirts, Tom Duggan, the blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a picture of you, literally. Yeah, the blessing. Actually, billboards. That's something that we need to
need
get
a
Me and
street.
Karina. We need me and Karina on a
Exit
billboard.
Street should be Duggan Street.
I agree.
Oh, that is awesome. I
Hey, if
love
Nunzio
that.
DeMarco could get a park, I need a street.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. Yes. I love that. So one thing
She's on the ground laughing.
She is. Get off the ground,
I'm
please.
sorry. I'm
well,
sorry.
actually, no, stay there for a while. Yeah. So
It does look cute, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. God bless her. So my thing is, I'm glad you said that. There will be a part in the evening, mentioned at that lunch the other day, where there'll be a Q&A.
Good.
Which will be great. So,
He's a great speaker.
He is.
For a young kid, well, he's a young kid compared to me. I'm an old man now.
Well.
But for a young guy, he's a great speaker.
Bro, he was in a lot of stuff. He was in Crimson Tide with
Great.
friggin' Denzel and Gene Hackman, one of my all-time favorite
Great
movies.
movie.
He was in Bronx Tale. He was in The Sopranos. Matt Bevilacqua. He was a prime character for like 2 seasons. And the way he got whacked, the way he got killed in that show was just one of the best killings in any series ever. It was remarkable. Oh, I
loved him in Law and Order.
Goosebumps.
He did I think like 7, 8 episodes in Law and Order.
Really?
And I'm sitting there watching it, going, I know that guy. Where do I know that guy from?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
People say
awesome.
that he looks a lot like he could be Robert De Niro's son.
Well,
could.
yeah,
They look alike.
absolutely. And
Except
you love De Niro.
except he's not crazy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
De Niro's a little nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
what's
Great
Okay.
actor, though. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
take that away from him. He's
Yeah.
a great
No.
actor.
But
The
you know,
Godfather.
yeah, you got to understand though too. I mean, I look at some of his stuff, the anti-Trump stuff or whatever not. But these are movie stars that are worth multi-millions and
Right. Well,
billions.
they're not living in the real world. That's why they
at
go
all.
crazy, right?
At all.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Hollywood is very non-conservative, so anything goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So anytime a Republican or conservative comes in and tries to reel it back to something
You know why, though,
biblical,
right?
Right.
yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I have a question for you though. I
Yeah.
saw one video that you posted about the Methuen spas. Did you get a massage there?
I did not, but Tom did. Yeah. Tom, I had actually.
I was the manager. What are you talking
well,
about?
Actually, when I showed up to film that video, I had to wait till Tom left. I'm like, I don't want you to get busted, Tom. Get out of there. And then yeah.
You got to make sure you tell people that you're joking, because Dan Shabilia will be saying it at the city council
Oh,
meeting
yeah.
next
No,
well,
he'll take the
obviously,
cut.
I'm joking. Yeah,
Right,
I mean, well, maybe not. It's better if I say I'm not joking. All right, Tom, hurry
Well, it's
up.
better for my reputation
yeah,
if you say
he's
you're
got
not
the
joking.
cane. He's like, wait a minute, happy ending, now ending, you know? So,
I never understood. When I had no girlfriend, women wouldn't even look at me. And then all of a sudden, women start paying a lot of attention to me in public. And the next thing I know, I have stalkers. Like, it's crazy. Like, when I had no women interested in me, no women were interested in me. Then all of a sudden, 1 or 2 women start getting interested in me, and all of a sudden, there's 30 women sliding into my
in the
DMs.
Nice.
Like, hey, how you doing? It's 2 a.m., you're up, huh? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's a little crazy. Like, women are
Do
nuts.
they think you have money? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't have money, so I
Yeah,
tell
let
them right
them
out
know.
of the gate, if that's what you're in for, you're in for a sad disappointment.
Well,
I'm a poor dude.
You're a big thing in the Merrimack Valley. God bless you.
But I have no money, though.
It
so
doesn't
if you're
matter.
looking for money, then you're not.
But it's all right. You have fame. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Definitely. And I am
Maybe infamous, maybe.
Yes. And I'm only here to personally apologize that all the massage parlors closed. I'm sorry, Tom. Yes, definitely.
See how you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Actually, by the way, I shouldn't say this online, but intern girl is actually one of the reasons why a lot of that happened.
She worked there?
No, but people
Oh,
were tipping
yeah.
her off for this show when we were passing it on to law enforcement.
Yes, we will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is his nickname now Happy Ending Duggan? Yeah, so definitely. I love that. Actually, that's a great
Don't
name.
give Debo Brown any ideas.
Yeah, he already has enough of his own ideas.
Yeah, he does.
I saw him kissing you. God bless
I'm just
him.
a little upset. I couldn't work there.
Yeah.
Right?
They could have called me. I would have made a couple bucks.
Right? Who
You
wouldn't
would've made more
have
than
paid
a
for
couple.
that?
Right?
Absolutely.
And I speak English, so it's even better.
Oh, you're bilingual. You should put an ad out there.
Right. I just get mad that, like,
I'm smelling an OnlyFans starting right here and now. Definitely. Absolutely. This is great.
I just get mad that I go to a massage parlor and all they do is give me a massage, and I'm like, well, that's it? Like, that's all there is? And they're like, we know you Tom Duggan. No, you leave. I'm like, no, I thought, no. And
Yeah, me, Tom Duggan, want happy ending, please. Yeah, definitely. I'm happy
All right,
ending Duggan.
okay.
All right, I'm
Very
sorry.
good.
Yeah. I came here to promote an event. We're talking
know.
about happy
No,
endings.
you
Now
just-
I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, it was my
No,
fault.
it's my fault. Now I'm going to leave all
All
excited.
the serious people that tuned in
Yeah.
for the school committee stuff, now they're all pissed off. They're all laughing.
Yeah, sorry. We
That's
ended up with
fine.
it's actually intern's girl fault.
It is
yeah.
my fault. I
She-
asked.
That's all right.
She brought up the massage palace. But
But you
okay,
got to come in where we could just do this for an hour because that's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. It's a great time.
You got to
guys
come in
are
as the
amazing.
Boston Dad, though, like when we did
I
anger management.
told you
That was
already.
hilarious.
Yes.
He doesn't want to do that character anymore, and that was
I
his
am
best
the
character.
character. I finally realized I am the character, and I'm a character all on my own. Think about it. You don't have to exaggerate who you are.
No,
You are
I'm
who
who
you
I
are.
am.
Yeah.
Imagine going to another level. God,
Yeah.
can you imagine him at anything
Yeah,
else?
imagine if I started exaggerating stuff.
No.
Crazy,
yeah.
right?
Oh my God, you'd be lethal.
You should be a trans Dominican.
Yeah.
Identify as a Dominican and then start talking like Dominicans. Luis Robles.
Right.
Oh, did you hear the roll in the eye?
But will Dominican women like that?
Yeah, I
Dominican
think
women
so.
already like
They
you.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
They do, thank God. But they didn't 10, 15 years
It
ago.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
know what happened.
It's all about the present.
I became
Yes.
old and fat and disabled, and suddenly women love me.
Yeah.
When I was young and I could go out and do stuff, they wanted nothing to do with me. Now suddenly,
I'm sure there's still things you can do. God
Well, there's a
bless
few
you.
things.
Yeah. Can we go into that?
no.
No.
Yeah, Dominican Duggan.
No.
Yeah, I love that.
And I don't want to see
Another
that
nickname.
video immediately freaking with anywhere online,
Oh,
ever,
I love
anywhere.
that. Can
Someone
we
brought it
show
up.
that? Yeah.
I don't have it. Randy,
No.
send it to me, please.
No.
Can Randy blast it through? Is that possible?
No.
That's
no.
awesome.
I will file lawsuits.
Oh, that
I will
sucks.
file
And we all
lawsuits.
know you do a good job
Not
doing
against
that.
me. I don't have anything.
Oh, see, she's,
I don't have money.
She's got.
All right, I got to get to my regular stuff,
right,
but I
no,
do
cool.
appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you guys having me.
One time, let's just give the information to people again.
Please.
It's a fundraiser for homeless veterans being run by the Bridge Club of Greater Lowell, run by Randy Carter, my buddy Daryl Silva, the Boston Dad. Boston Dad
Boston.
is going to be the MC with
Yeah.
Willem Mercado and what's the girl's name?
Terrell Hicks.
Terrell Hicks.
And they both look phenomenal.
From the Bronx Tale movie. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the greatest movies ever made, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be next Friday night, the
24th.
24th of
Yep.
October at 7?
At
6?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. The tickets are $125. And the best part is, if you can't go but you want to help,
Yeah.
if you buy a ticket and you say, I'm buying a ticket but I can't go, we will give that ticket to a homeless veteran and they'll be able to attend the event for free.
Amen. And last plug, table of 8. Tickets are discounted to $100.
$1,000
Ad
for
in the
table.
Valley
800.
Patriot newspaper. Mentioned
Yes.
here on the podcast by Dominican Duggan and intern girl.
Trans-Dominican.
Trans-Dominican.
Right.
By Dominican, whatever you want to call them. And it's just going to be a fantastic event. And again, it blesses so many people. And Tom has shared his testimony. Randy, very modest, has shared his privately. They have helped to get these people, God bless them, off the streets and into places places, guys. So please be a blessing.
Well, not me. I'm an asshole. Randy does all the hard work.
Well,
actually.
you come off as one, supposedly, but deep down, intern girl knows you are not. You got
You're
a heart of
not.
gold.
Oh,
God
yes.
bless
Don't
you.
be saying that.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you
You're
won't
ruin my
like them when I
reputation.
leave for the next segment, but you like them right now.
Yeah, if you like me now, stick around.
I bring the beauty out, but intern girl, she has
love
no
you,
problem.
brother.
I
You're a
love
good
you.
guy. You're a good guy.
Yes. All right. Love you both. Thank
All
you
right.
for having me. This was a blast.
Thank you
You're
for
the
crashing.
best. Hey, I tell Mark McCarthy I said hi.
Yes, I will. I promise.
Mac McCarthy. By the way, if you want to see a really funny video that Daryl and I did
Thank you.
about 5 years ago or so, he's signing autographs over here. Yeah. If you want to see a really funny video we did, go to YouTube and type in Daryl C. Silva anger management or Tom Duggan anger management. And it's a little longer than it should be because back then that's how long those videos were. But it's pretty funny. He's Boston Dad. He goes to anger management. I'm the anger management therapist. And I started asking him questions about his friend Mark McCarthy. He has no idea what I'm talking about because he's Mark McCarthy. So if you want to see that, that's great. It's hard to shift gears from that, intern girl. I got to be honest with you.
That was good.
We're going to
That
hold
was a
off
lot of
Alejandro until
energy.
after we're done with the videos. Do you have anywhere to be after this? I do. You do? Shit. So we were going to hold off on him until after the videos, but if he has somewhere to be, when do you have to leave? What time? 5:30. Oh, we have plenty of time.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah, we're going to do like, can you hang for like 10, 15 minutes? And then we'll have you on? All right.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, we can have him here, but then they're going to blame him. They're going to hold him responsible for what I say.
Yes.
Because
it will look bad on him.
Crybaby Kelsey Shabilia was up at the school committee meeting holding Kristen Maxwell responsible for things I said.
Huh?
Yeah. So silence is violence. You said nothing. And you'll see the clip. I brought it in. You said nothing. Kristen Maxwell said nothing when a so-called self-proclaimed podcaster was calling me names. I thought she was going to break down and cry right at the meeting.
Do they
Right.
feel like they're like diminishing you when they say podcaster?
Yeah,
is that
but-
like a bad thing?
First of all, it's not self-proclaimed. Is this not a podcast?
It is a podcast.
Okay, I mean, so how
Well,
is that
what about your paper?
Yeah, I also have
And
a
all your
newspaper.
connections?
And how about like 27 journalism awards? Like,
It doesn't matter, none of that, right?
well, it's not as good as being Kelsey Shabilia, who just wants to push porn on kids. I mean, I guess that's a way more prestige position in the community than what I'm doing. So, and quite frankly, I don't care. If you want to like me, not like me, couldn't care less. You can attack me from the. Think about what a coward this person is. She attacks me from the microphone at a school committee meeting that I'm not at. Right? Not like I can defend myself, right? Like, at least when I attack her, I do it on Facebook where she can respond. When I attack Dan, I do it on Facebook where they can respond. But I'm not at a school committee meeting when she's crying. She actually got up and she cried about Donald Trump, which had nothing to do with anything. She cried about and you'll see it in a minute. She cried about transgender kids, and she used all of the brainwashing words that liberals use. Cisgender and the LBGTQIA ABCD / division sign people, the C-pop people. Like, it's all this overeducated idiocy. And just to try and virtue signal to all the left-wing lunatics out there that she's one of them. But don't worry, because we're going to play the clip in a few minutes, and I'm going to translate for you because I speak psycho. So she's going to say what she says, and then I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to tell you what that really means. Because when she talks about cisgender, ABCD, elemental PQ, LBGT, plus, minus, I bet if you went up to Kelsey Shabilia randomly in Market Basket, and you said to her, and she didn't know the question was coming, right? If she wasn't watching today, she didn't know the question was coming. And you went over and you said, what does the Q in LBGTQ stand for? What does the plus?
Well, now
in
she's gonna do her homework, though.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, the point is she wouldn't have an answer as to what the plus means or what the Q means because they don't really care about gays and they don't really care about bisexuals. They don't really care about lesbians. They only care about virtue signaling to show that they're good people while they're attacking other people for not being good people. It's like, look at me, I'm a good person, and I'm attacking Trump because he's evil. And that's all it's about. It's all about virtue signaling how great you are. And it's all ego-driven. And you're going to see that. We're going to show this to you in a minute. So let me set this up. So there was a school committee meeting this week in Methuen. I didn't expect this. I guess I probably should have. I've been around a long time, and I should have expected this. but I didn't realize how psychotic Dan Shabilia and his wife were. Like, I underestimated. I come on here and I poke fun at him, and we don't get along. So it's for me, it's fun. For me, it's entertainment, right? Because the guy's a little nuts, and I always thought he was a little nuts. So I met the wife, and then everything made sense. Like, everything made sense once I met the wife. Once I heard her at a public meeting and I got to meet her in person, I was like, okay, it all makes sense now. Like, now I understand. I didn't realize how psychotic. There's no other word that I can use for it. Like, I try to think of another descriptive. And they're just nuts. Like, they're just crazy people. And so Kristen Maxwell who's a member of the school committee, who was on this show a few weeks ago, member Maxwell, got a complaint from a parent. Mm-hmm. The parent complained because there was a reading assignment in the classroom, and the reading assignment had to do with a novel that had a couple of pages of a passage about the joys of masturbation.
Yeah, I have it here if you want to show it.
Okay, pull that up. We'll do that.
We have discussion items. Of
No, not that. No, we don't want to see her. My God, I can't unsee that now.
Sorry.
I didn't need those
You okay?
retinas.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, so here's the passage that the mother was complaining about. I was 14, and it was my first day in high school. I was happy about that, and I was most especially excited about my first geometry class. Yup, I have to admit that isosceles triangle makes me feel hormonal. Most guys, no matter what age, get excited about curves and circles, but not me. Don't get me wrong, I like girls, their curves, and I really like women and their curvier curves. I spent hours in the bathroom with a magazine that has 1,000 pictures of naked movie stars. Naked women plus right hand equals happy, happy, joy, joy. This is in class, by the way. This is in a school, by the way. Yup, that's right. I admit that I masturbate. I'm proud of it. I'm good at it. I'm ambidextrous. If there were a professional masturbators league, I'd be drafted number 1 and make millions of dollars. And maybe you're thinking, well, you really shouldn't be. Next slide, please.
Sorry.
Shouldn't be.
Hold on a second.
Talk about
It's
leaving
not
me
here.
hanging. Jesus.
Sorry about that. Hold on.
And maybe you're thinking, well, you really shouldn't be.
Where is it?
I don't know. It was the next slide. There it is.
is.
Talking about masturbation in public. Yeah, you think? Well, though, I'm going to talk about it because everybody does it and everybody likes it. And if God, here's the part that's the problem, right? And if God hadn't wanted us to masturbate, then God wouldn't have given us thumbs. So I thank God for my thumbs. But the thing is, no matter how much time my thumbs and I spend with the curves of imaginary women, I am much more in love with the right angles of a building. When I was a baby, and then it goes on and on. And there's no need to read all of it because I think you get the point, right?
Yeah.
So I am not a stuffy prude. I'm probably one of the most openly sexual people in the world. I'm single. I love pornography. I love women. I love talking about women. I love being around women. I have no problem with adult sexual topics, which we talk about on this show all the time. But what I'm not doing, I'm not approaching girls who are freshmen or sophomores in high school and talking to them about masturbation. That's what I'm not doing, okay? And I venture to say when Jana Zani-Pesci was here, she wouldn't let me finish the question because she was very uncomfortable with it. But I bet if I lived next door to you, 58-year-old guy, single, 3 kids, but they're all grown, and you had a girl that was a sophomore in high school, and you lived next door to me, and she was in the backyard, and I went out and I said to her, hey, masturbation's pretty fun. I love thank God for my thumbs because I could win a league tournament in masturbation. How quickly do you think the fucking cops would be at my door? How quick do you think Tom Duggan would be getting carted off in cuffs? But but now, let's say tomorrow I apply for a job in the Methuen Schools and I get hired. Now suddenly it's okay? I'm the same person as the guy who lives next door to you. But if I do it in a classroom with 30 kids, somehow that makes it okay? Well, I got to be honest with you. I got a problem with it. But you know what? I don't have any kids in the Methuen schools. I have no say in the matter. So it's not about Tom Duggan's opinion. I'm not railing about any of this stuff. But a mother with a daughter in 10th grade was shocked to see that this material was read to her child and wanted to know why she wasn't notified and she wasn't able to opt out. And the answer that we got at the school committee meeting after all the bullshit, which we're going to get into in a minute, was that the policy is if it's sexual material, but the sexual material is not the prime material they're reading, then they don't need to notify the parents. So in other words, if they're reading a novel that's 200 pages, and only 10 pages are about how awesome it is to have sex with children, or to rape women, or to have butt sex in public, that's okay. We don't have to notify the parents, and the parents have no right to opt their kids out of that. Think about that for a minute. This is how educators lie to your face and lead you to believe things are one way when they're not. It's just like when they say to you, when Congress says, hold on a minute, the Republicans are lying. Illegal aliens under federal law can't get Medicaid. So they're just lying about this. What they're not telling you is, that's true, that part is true. What they're not telling you is that the federal government reimburses the states for Medicaid and Medicare, and the states are giving health care to illegal aliens, and we're reimbursing them for it. So they lie without lying. This is the most cowardice kind of lie someone can tell. They give you a half-truth. They lie by omission. They tell you something without telling you so that you'll believe that that's the case. And so they say to you, so here's another grift that they did a couple of months ago. Kristen Maxwell asked, why in the curriculum isn't there a sex ed? We know what's going on in the schools. Where is the sex ed curriculum? Shouldn't we have to be approving that? The answer that she got was, we don't have a sex ed curriculum. Now, if you're a parent and you don't know how the academic lies get told, you're sitting home and you hear the words, we don't have a sex ed curriculum. What do you think? They're not teaching sex to the kids in Methuen High. But guess what they're doing? That passage that I read to you, that wasn't from a sex ed class. That was an English class. Oh. So in English, they pick specific material that has the sexual content in it, and because it's not the primary content, it's only a few pages, not a big deal. What's the big deal? Kids have cell phones. They can surf porn all they want. I don't understand. What the big deal is that parents have custody of their children, not you. And again, I will go back to Tom Duggan in your neighborhood versus Tom Duggan getting a job with the school. There's no friggin' difference. I'm still the same guy. The woman or man talking about sex to your kids is a stranger. You might know her name or his name. You might know a little bit about them because maybe you say hi to them and you talk to them at teacher conferences. Maybe you see them at Market Basket ordering their deli meats. But you don't know them. You don't know them, and how you know don't know them is every single day there's a story online, there's a story on the news about a teacher or a basketball coach or a janitor who works in the schools who's being arrested for having sex with kids either in the schools or kids that they met in the schools that they met up with after school. So just because somebody works in a school, I heard multiple people say at this meeting, there are educators, we have to trust them. No, they're the last fucking people you should trust because they're strangers. They're strangers talking about sex to kids. Now, let's say I'm wrong about all of that. Let's say you totally disagree with me, and that's fine. I know a lot of people who watch the show do not agree with me on a lot of things, and I'm okay with that. What I just said and what I just shared with you, which is my opinion, is not what was up for discussion at the school committee meeting. What was up for discussion at the school committee meeting was a parent was upset that they weren't notified, and they wanted to be notified so they could opt their kid out. And the policy says they don't have to notify you. And so what you heard was other lies by omission by Kelsey Shabilia and others who got up and said, well, we have a policy. You get notified when they do these things. But you don't get notified when they do these things because they put in a loophole. They put in a loophole that said if it's not the primary material, if the sexual component of a novel has 10 pages about the joys of having sex with infants, they don't have to tell you because it's only 10 pages out of 200. That's a loophole. That's a lie by omission. That's them using their academic status to deceive you into thinking it's one way when it's really another. So nowhere on this agenda was book banning. All right? And that's what it turned into because Kelsey Shabilia, Dan Shabilia's wife, she's really the school committee member, let's face it. Like the guy's got no balls at all. Like she's the one calling the shots. It's very clear when you listen. When you see what I'm about to show you, you're going to know what Tom's been saying for the last 2 years. Right? Because those of you who email me after the show go, oh, come on. He can't be that bad. Wait till you see what I'm going to show you. It's all going to make sense. This is all going to come full circle for you. So Kelsey Shabilia went to the library and got all the book people all worked up and told them this is going to be about book banning. It wasn't about book banning. It was about Kristen Maxwell asking why this parent wasn't notified. And it's a good thing she did because we found out the answer is they have the primary loophole, right? We wouldn't have known any of that if she hadn't put it on the agenda. Something else I want you to notice as we go forward. All of the people, not all, most of the people who spoke railed against book banning and censorship and then ended with, the mayor shouldn't have allowed Kristen Maxwell to put this on the agenda. Wait a minute, isn't that censorship?
Yeah.
Wait, so on the one hand, we can't ban books. On the one hand, censorship is bad. But then on the other hand, Kristen Maxwell should have shut the fuck up. She shouldn't have been allowed to say what she had to say. She shouldn't have been allowed to question these things. So these people are the Nazis. And they always accuse other people of what they're doing. It's also, I'll make this comment after we watch some of the prime. So I want you to notice, because I noticed it, and then I went back and I cut clips to prove it. They all followed the same script. Every person who spoke, with maybe one exception, there was a young Latin woman, or maybe she wasn't so young, but she was maybe in her 30s, Latin woman, who spoke in favor of this book. By the way, they also mentioned the name of the book over and over and over and over again as kind of an FU to the rest of us. There was one Latin woman who spoke, and she didn't use the same script. There was also another young woman who spoke, who's a mother, who started off with, I don't know any of you people. I've never met any of you people, but I saw this on Facebook, and I wanted to give my opinion. She also didn't give the same script. Maria Figueroa and Alejandro Baez were the only two who spoke in favor of what Kristen Maxwell was trying to do, and they also didn't follow script. But the vast majority of the people who spoke at this Methuen School Committee meeting followed the exact same script. You're going to see it using the exact same phrases over and over and over about an imaginary issue that's not on the agenda. Again, book banning. I want you to watch this now. It's about a minute, a little bit less than a minute. I want you to remember while you watch this, they're all talking about an issue. The phrase book banning is not on the agenda, but somehow they all have the same script about something that nobody's talking about. Yeah.
We have discussion items of banning a book.
I don't think it should be banned.
That you were considering banning a book.
Removing books from the curriculum.
Once you get started on banning things,
of labeling a book as dangerous.
But don't ban the book for everyone. Just
Censoring books, banning books.
It's not banning books. We're not banning books.
with a list of things they want to see banned.
But then we've never banned any books. And I don't think we should start now.
Something to be banned.
Or for censorship or for banning.
But if we start censoring books,
if we start banning books for...
You have chosen the side of the oppressor.
That would be me.
What can you not ban?
Time. You come for kids or you come for books.
Feels really scary once we kind of started talking about censoring or banning.
And that is banning a book. It is censorship.
Banning books will
ban the book altogether.
So it's weird how all these people got the wrong memo. All these people came with the same script, and they didn't come to get it wrong and say, you're actually, what you're trying to do is you're trying to burn schools down. Like, they didn't get the wrong thing and be way out of left field. They found this, they all seem to find the wrong thing about the same exact issue with the same exact script. That once we start banning books, you know, the Bible, a lot of sexual stuff in that Bible. Oh, you know, the Greek mythology. You know, you read the Odyssey and the Iliad, lots of sexual stuff. Once you start banning books, And Kristen Maxwell, at the beginning of all this foolishness, and it really is foolishness, asked DJ Beauregard, shame on DJ. Like, the last 24 hours, I've just been so disheartened by him. She said, can I do a point of clarification? Because she just wanted to stop the 2-hour nonsense of people railing. This is what they call making a straw man argument. You pretend the other side is taking an argument they're not taking. So you can argue against that argument so that you can distract from the actual argument. Because while everybody was talking about banning books, which wasn't on the agenda, you know what they weren't talking about? They weren't talking about the fact that a mother was upset that her 10th grade daughter was read a passage about masturbation without her knowing about it. And she did get up and she spoke. But even after she spoke, and even after she said, I'm the parent, and this has nothing to do with book banning, 5 more people got up because they couldn't adjust their speech based on the new information that just came forward, because they're conditioned. Liberals are conditioned. You see this on Facebook all the time. Liberals, I use the word brainwashing, but it's the wrong word. Because brainwashing denotes that you're not in control of what you're saying. They're conditioned to have a knee-jerk response, to not listen and not absorb information that doesn't comport with what they already believe, right? So, you know, when you go on Facebook or you go on Twitter, you go on social media, and they say, ICE is kidnapping people, and you point out that kidnapping is the unlawful taking of someone, and they're, by virtue of the fact that they're enforcing the law, it's not unlawful, so it's not kidnapping. They continue using the word kidnapping because they didn't hear a word you said. They were conditioned not to absorb it, not let it go in their brain when you say something that factually points out that they're wrong, because they're more tethered to the propaganda that they're pushing than the facts on the ground. And that's what went on here. They drowned out the one woman who actually had a legitimate beef, who had a legitimate question through a school board member, and they drowned her out with 2 hours of book banning, book banning, book banning. You know what happens when you ban a book? It's not going to end there. Banning book is wrong. They even got Dennis DeZoglio to get up there. He was in that clip. A guy who's very bright, who used to be the mayor of Methuen, who should have known better. Because he came up through the Methuen political process. He should have known to do his own homework before he got up and made a fool of himself. And after this meeting, I had very prominent people in Methuen text me go, has that guy lost it? Like, is he a little too old now to really understand what's going on? And I defended him. I don't think he's losing it at all. I think he was lied to. I think Kelsey Shabilia went to the library and told people, my husband's on the school committee, take my word for it, they're trying to ban a book. And every person that got up and talked about book banning named the book over and over and over to make sure everyone knew this is the book we want you to read. If you're a kid out there and you're watching with mom and dad, make sure you read this book, the Diary of something, whatever it's called.
They all got like together, and they just decided to go there and talk about book banning.
This was about a personal attack on Kristen Maxwell, because God forbid anybody in a position of political power starts to challenge the people who are in charge of your children. God forbid. He's clapping over there. Good. God forbid that somebody made their way into political power and does anything to even question. And by the way, Kristen Maxwell is not for banning books. I am a First Amendment absolutist. I have been sued more than a dozen times on slander issues. I've never lost. I'm a First Amendment absolutist, okay? I don't make many exceptions. Inciting violence is maybe one exception I would make. Otherwise, free speech is free speech is free speech. But if I wanted to go into a second grade classroom and show lesbian pornography to second graders, is that movie banning? If you say no? If you oppose me doing that, is that movie banning? If I want to bring Playboy or Hustler, or I don't even know what's out today because everything's on the internet, but if I wanted to come in with a magazine of naked people having sex, and I want to show it to fourth graders, and someone says, I don't think that's appropriate, is that book banning? Because according to these people, it is. According to these people, anything that you think is not age appropriate and that you try to stop because it's not age appropriate, that's book banning. That's the new definition of book banning today by the people who want to pervert your children. And yes, Kelsey Shabilia, I'm talking about you. Because if you're going to call me out at a school committee meeting where I can't answer myself, where I can't answer you, I'm going to do it here. You're free to make all the comments you want. I won't delete one of them on this feed. But if you're going to call me out and then use me to go after Kristen Maxwell, then the people at home need to know what you're really all about. And just to put a fine tune on this, let's hear what Kelsey Shabilia has to say herself.
Our federal government has attacked transgender people
Can you stop that over with the audio?
by denying their existence, by ignoring
with these. Huh. It says it has the audio.
Government has attacked
Can you hear it?
transgender people relentlessly.
And that's Dennis DeZoglu in the background, by the way.
Which one? This one? Blue sweater?
Yep.
Hold on, let me go get Nick. Keep talking.
All right, okay. So I'm watching this meeting. Very sad that DJ Beauregard would not let Kristen make the point of order that nobody's talking about book banning and save us 2 hours on this. And then at the end of the meeting, which I wasn't planning on talking about this, but we'll just fill some time while she's getting Nick to get these videos going for you. At the end of the meeting, he made a speech. Apparently, he didn't read the agenda either. He made a little speech about how, you're right, this isn't book banning, but this is how it starts. Once you complain about these things, this is how it starts. No, it doesn't. Complaining that something's not age appropriate for children in a classroom to be read to by strangers who are not getting the permission or even have the knowledge of the parents is not banning books. Now, if I had my way, that book wouldn't be anywhere near any school, unless you're in college. Now, if the kids want to go get it at the library, fine. I'm all for if the librarian is going to allow them to take that out, shame on them if they are. But if they are, that's fine. It's also online, so if they want to go read it online, they can read it online. So nobody's banning a book. By the way, if a book, they call this one of the books that are on the banned book list. If it was a banned book, you wouldn't know about it. They can hear it, but we can't. But I need to hear what she's saying so I can comment. Right? So it worked on the first one. If this book was actually banned, you would know about it. If this was Nazi Germany, the book would be banned. That would be the end of it. You wouldn't be able to get it at the library. They wouldn't be able to complain about it at a city council meeting or a school committee meeting. They wouldn't be able to go to the library and check it out. They wouldn't be able to go to Google and download it and read it on their phone or their laptop. If the book was banned, it would be banned. So it's always disingenuous for these left-wing lunatics, and they are lunatics, let's face it. It's always interesting how they always have to redefine things to make themselves right. How they have to redefine things to make their position the virtuous position, when their position, not the virtuous position at all. I don't know where in this country we came to. I don't know how we came to a point where we were, as parents and as a society, as local communities, we were okay with strangers in school talking to kids about sex. I know when I was in high school, we had health class. They talked about condoms. I think I was a junior when we did it. I didn't like it. I didn't like being in the classroom with girls in the classroom and having them talk about it. It was very awkward. I didn't want it. I didn't want to do it. And by the way, I will share this with you. The first time I had sex was after my health class, and they showed me how to put on a condom. Prior to that, I was petrified of having sex because I didn't want to get someone pregnant because I grew up in a Catholic household. And I was told that we don't believe in abortion in this house. You get someone pregnant, you're raising that kid. So up until the time that Mr. Alsop at Lawrence High School showed us how to use a condom on a banana, I was petrified to have sex.
Because you didn't want to get anyone pregnant.
Right. And my parents had instilled these ideas into me so that I wouldn't have sex the first time I had sex.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to have the sound here for you. As it goes.
Is it because there's a delay, though, right?
No, I have the actual video that you sent me through message.
Okay. All right.
That sounds good?
You want to do it that way?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
All right.
Sorry,
as long
guys.
as I can hear her.
Our
and the
federal
people at home
government
can hear
has
her.
attacked
She's talking
transgender
now.
people relentlessly by denying their existence, by ignoring science and spreading lies, by stating they cannot serve in our military even after decades of service, restricting access to health care, participation in sports, and more. On the way here, I actually learned that Fenway Health in Boston, who is the largest supporter of transgender folks in this area, can no longer provide care for kids under 19. I cried in my car. BIPOC and LGBTQIA people are under literal attack every single day at increasing rates. I say all of this because nothing happens in a vacuum. This is the world in which member Kristen Maxwell chose to add these agenda items.
Wow. So first of all, can you imagine? She's riding in her car, and she hears the news broadcast that Donald Trump cut the insurance funding. Can you pull me down just a little bit? That Donald Trump cut the insurance funding for kids to have sexual mutilation surgeries and have their penises cut off.
What, the $40 million they wanted to send to Iraq?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when she heard this, when she found out that kids could no longer get sexual surgeries anymore, she pulled her car over and she cried because kids can't mutilate their testicles anymore. Can you believe this? And by the way, I don't think she's lying. I think she's 100% telling the truth because she's psychotic. This is a woman who just told you at a public school committee meeting that when she heard that the president of the United States, by the way, she went on a big rant about Donald Trump. And, I mean, you should have heard her. Well,
why is she making it political, though?
She says, I'm not making it political. This is political. That was her answer to that. So in full disclosure, that was her answer. But she went on this big thing about Donald Trump. But this is what triggers these people. This is what shows you how insane they are, okay? But imagine that she put on Kristen Maxwell. She actually says at one point, she put this on the agenda, and the wording that she used was traumatic to the LGBTQAI plus ABCD division sign, // community.
ABCDEFG.
Right. Okay. Oh, by the way, and I'm all for gay rights.
Me too.
I
But
don't-
stop putting it on our kids.
Well, not only that, but like, can we stop adding shit to the end of it that don't make any sense, that nobody cares about, that doesn't really, it's fake. There is no Q out there. I've never made a Q in my life. I've never made a plus in my life. There's no such thing. They don't exist, okay? So you want to paint me to distract from the issue as someone who's against gay rights? Carlotta, who's my best friend? Our restaurant friend. Salvatore's.
Mike Agricola.
Mike Agricola is married to a dude.
Yep.
I wouldn't be giving free ads in the Valley Patriot. I wouldn't be eating there 4 times a week if I hated gays.
My favorite cousin is gay.
All right? So I don't hate gays at all. I'm all for gays. I want gays to have all the rights in the world, all the same rights as everybody else.
Get married, have the same
So this
rights.
is not about me. It's not about, I'm a Trumpster, and it's about Trump. Oh, my God, January 6th. It's not about any of that. It's about kids in a classroom being read sexual material without their parents' consent. Now, listen, if Dan Shabilia had his way, I'm sure he would allow his kids to have sex with grown-ups in the classroom, on the desk, with all the kids watching and applauding. And you know what? If that's what you want to do at home, if you want to show your kids pornography, if you want to talk to your kids about sex, you're the parent. That's your right. Dan Shabilia, I will fight to the death for your right as a parent to be able to parent your kids however you want. No matter how perverted you want to make them, no matter what you want to expose them to, that's your right. I think parents should be able to let their kids have beer if they want. That's your right as a parent, okay? I am for parents' rights. However, there are other parents out there, while I'm fighting for your right, there are other parents out there who don't want their kids exposed to this.
Me.
And I think what's most offending about what I read to you guys earlier is the reference to God. And this is what the perverts always do. There's always this passive-aggressive attack on God and religion and people who are religious. So they're using God. So any kid that's got religious parents at home, this is how they're getting into their brain. This is how they're making them comfortable with this material if they have moral objections at home to this kind of material by injecting God into the story. That God wouldn't have made us, he wouldn't have given us thumbs if he didn't want us to jerk off. Are you kidding me? All right, well, let's do the next one, because I know Alejandro's got somewhere to be.
I know. Hold on. Let's see if this one works.
And I forgot, Labels Union Local 175, Mike Gagliardi's the best.
I learned that the reason this is on the agenda is because a cisgendered student expressed that they feel discomfort sharing a bathroom with a potentially transgender person. For that, I have 2 suggestions. One is that you could use a single option stall. They exist, they're there. Or my other suggestion would be to encourage this person to turn their discomfort into curiosity and dig into learning about somebody different than you. This should never have gone on the agenda as a transgender issue. It should have been a cisgender issue or maybe a bathroom accessibility issue. And writing it as a transgender bathroom issue in this climate is cruel. I can guarantee you that every transgender child and family in Methuen feels far more uncomfortable and
All right, so the other issue that was on the agenda, and I should have given that the setup because I haven't had a problem with the audio. I didn't get a chance to do it. The other item that Kristen Maxwell put on the agenda is she wanted to know where the transgender bathrooms were in the high school.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I don't think there should be transgender bathrooms. But the more I think about it and the more I watched this meeting, the more I kind of went to Kristen's side, right? You don't want boys going in girls' bathrooms, period. You don't want that, right? So if they have their own bathroom, that kind of solves it. So I don't think that should be, I don't believe in transgender. I know there's a member of that school committee that has a transgender kid. They don't have a transgender kid. They turn their kid trans. There's no kid out there who thinks they're the other gender to the point where they're doing what they're doing. That comes right from the parent. Yeah. That's abuse and neglect, if you ask me. But she has the right to do what she wants with her. We're talking about Laurie Keegan has a transgender kid. She has the right to pervert her kid and turn her kid into a trans if that's what she wants to do. She's the parent. You're the parent. I will fight for your right, Laurie Keegan, to make your kid a tranny. If that's what you want, I'm okay with that. Even though I don't agree with it morally, you're the mother. Dan Shabilia, you're the father. Kelsey Shabilia, you're the mother. And I do respect that, even though I don't like you. I don't like your politics.
Yeah.
All right?
That's fine, yeah.
But the other parents have the right. So they were talking about, so Kristen wanted to know where the stalls were, and it was on the agenda because she was getting complaints from kids that didn't know where the transgender stalls were. Right? So she put it on the agenda, and they made it about, it's an anti-LBGTQIA plus ABCD agenda item. And here's a few things that she said. I took some notes during that. Let me translate for you at the beginning, which talked about cisgender and all that.
What does that mean?
I speak psycho. So what that means is she's talking about normal people. So normal people, cisgender means normal people.
Cisgender?
Cisgender.
Okay.
That's what psychos call normal people. They don't want to say normal because they don't want you to think that transgenders are not normal, even though they're not normal, right?
Okay.
Because we know what normal is. Normal is the norm. That's what norm means, right?
Yeah.
So they can't say that because they have to call everything what it's not. They have to redefine everything so that you're comfortable with the crazy things they're doing. So it's about changing the language, and by the way, forcing you to change the language. You heard what she said. She wasn't so much mad that Kristen put it on the agenda. She was mad at the wording she used on the agenda because this should have been about cisgender bathrooms. That's what she wanted, cisgender bathrooms. The other thing was she was mad that it was on the agenda at all. So
parents don't have a right to put things on the agenda?
So book banning is bad, censorship bad. Kristen Maxwell putting something on a public agenda at a public meeting, let's censor her. She shouldn't have been, quote, allowed to be put it on the agenda. And several people also echoed that. Why was she allowed to put it on the agenda? All right, we're pushing through this, I promise. We'll get to you right away. We have 2 more. So let's do the next one. What's the name of the next one? What's the file name?
Number 4.
But it says 04 what? It says 04 ban, and then it's got a name.
No, I don't have a name. You didn't give me a name on that.
All right, so we'll just do this next one, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
You also remained silent multiple times when a local self-proclaimed podcaster called multiple members of this committee and myself perverts and groomers and worse, simply for standing up for kids that you are supposed to be protecting. That makes your stance very clear. As Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor.
And that oppressor would be me. I am Oppression Man, able to leap tall transgenders in a single bound, making crazy left-wing lunatics cry. There he is, Oppression Man! I am Oppression Man. And so from now on, we are going to have a Oppression Man update every week. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to tell you how I am oppressing the left wing from being able to pervert your kids. That's going to be a new feature here on the Paying Attention podcast. I will be Oppression Man.
You need a shirt. And you need a cape.
Absolutely, we need that. You pull that down. It actually looks a lot like me, too, doesn't it?
It does. Great job.
So I'm going to be Oppression Man from now on because, Kristen Maxwell, you're standing with the oppressor. This is what liberals do all the time. They see everything, and I really mean everything, through the lens of oppression and oppressor. And so I went on Facebook and I hurt her little feelings. That makes me Oppression Man. And that makes her a victim. So if she's the victim, I'm the oppressor. Of course, these are only words. I thought we weren't supposed to be silencing people. I thought we weren't supposed to be censoring people. But she sat silent, which, by the way, you have a right to do in a free speech country. You have the right to say what you want, but you also have the right to be silent if you want.
Be the fifth.
So she was attacking Kristen Maxwell for sitting silent while I was attacking her on Facebook. You know who also sat silent?
Cool.
Dan Shabilia, Ryan DiZoglio, Martha Donovan, Mary Beth Donovan Grassi. I got her name wrong again too. I always mix those two up. Ken Roulette, Laurie Keegan sat silent. DJ Beauregard sat silent. Ron Marcian sat silent.
Why?
Who else sat silent? Jana Zani Pesci and Nellie Soto and Mike Samard. Everyone sat silent.
Why?
Not one person came to her defense because it wasn't their friggin' fight. That's not their fight. So if someone attacks me, I don't hold you responsible for not speaking up and defending me. I defend myself.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes when people attack me, I just let it go because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But some people do. Apparently, Kelsey Shabilia, crybaby Kelsey Shabilia, cares very much about these kinds of things. She wants everyone to rally behind her and go, we love you. We're with you. We're going to stand with you. We're going to stand up against Oppression Man. We need a superhero to stop. Oh, where is Superman? You have to come help us from Oppression Man is here. Where is he? Give me a break.
You need a theme song.
These are the fantasies, by the way, that these left-wing friggin' lunatics live in their head. That if you insult someone on Facebook, you're oppressing them. These are the same women who say women are empowered. Women are empowered. Well, where was her empowerment? All right, we got one more clip, and then we're going to go.
Oh, you want to do the last one?
I had to come up for this last one, although I don't know if you want to be held responsible for what I say. Because silence is violence, by the way. And silence is violence. And I was being very violent, and Kristen Maxwell sat there alone and didn't say a word while I was committing violence against Kelsey, crybaby Kelsey, Shabilia.
Lastly, I want to say that yes, I absolutely invited as many people as I could to reach out and talk about this issue. I asked people to share their thoughts on these agenda items. I didn't tell them what to think. I just told them that it's happening and it shouldn't happen in the dark. And I can promise you, I will encourage loud, large reactions anytime you come for kids or you come for books. If you feel targeted by this tonight, imagine how the transgender kids feel. Thank you.
Superhero.
I promise you,
is she being violent, though?
I'm going to defend the children by making them read porn.
She sounds like she's being violent.
She's
like
really unhinged. Listen, she's really unhinged.
She's threatening people.
She's really unhinged.
So me as a parent, I can't ask for anything.
Right, because she's coming for you.
She's coming for me in loud reactions.
And you'll notice she said, I'm the one that rallied everybody here today. So she's admitting that all the people who came talking about book banning, even though that wasn't on the agenda, all came from Kelsey Shabilia. All came from Dan Shabilia, the school committee member's wife, and I will still argue that she's the one that's really the school committee member. She also said, I'm going to have a loud and large reaction. We're looking at you. We know we have no doubt at all. You're going to have a loud and large reaction. No question about it, okay? And she talked about coming for books. Again, no one was coming for books. All of this would have been fine if there was an agenda item to stop this book from being disseminated anywhere in the library or in the school. If the agenda item was, we need to remove this book from the reading list, from the approved reading list, then I would have been standing up there right next to Dennis DeZoglio saying we need to stop this book banning. Again, remember who's talking right now. The guy that's been sued numerous times for slander, the guy that owns a newspaper, the guy that was a First Amendment absolutist. You won't find anybody more against censorship than I am. I will even fight to the death for Kelsey Shabilia to be able to pervert her own kids because I believe in parents' rights and I believe in the First Amendment. But that's not what this was about. And the fact that they sat there and said over and over and over and over and over and over, book banning, book banning, book banning, book banning, drowned out the real legitimate concern of one parent who was brave enough to come forward. And by the way, now you know why other parents don't come forward. Now you know why parents call the Valley Patriot and say, you're not going to believe what the movie my 7th graders saw this week. But I can't go on the record because I don't want retaliation. Well, I used to say, well, come on, how could they retaliate? After watching that? After watching person after person after person talk about book banning? Now I get it. Now I understand the concerns of the parents. And there was 2 people there that spoke, other than the mother, who were against this. I tried to get Maria Figueroa on here, too. And she couldn't today, unfortunately. But candidate for school committee, Alejandro Baez, who's a really good guy, and I am supporting him in full disclosure, has joined us today because he spoke, and I didn't bring in, turn his mic on, I didn't bring in the clip of him because I figured if we got him in here, he could just kind of say it himself. But here's a guy who got up there, and one of the teachers threw it in my face on Facebook this morning. She said, didn't you see Alejandro, who went to St. John's Prep, said he read the book? And I said, yeah. Did you notice that it wasn't behind his parents' back? This isn't about reading the book. It's about the parents' rights. But they don't want you talking about the parents' rights because that's actually a valid concern. They want to drown it out. They want to distract. Look at the squirrel. Book banning. Look at the squirrel. Transgenders. Look at the squirrel. That's what they want. And they don't want you to focus on the actual problem. And now we know why more parents don't come forward. And when they give the ridiculous, and I want you to talk about this for sure on the campaign trail, when they give the ridiculous numbers that there's no bullying in Methuen.
Oh, my goodness.
When they talk about that, and they give the actual numbers, like 5. There were 5 cases of bullying that they found. Substantiated cases last year. Well, why do you think that is? Because they know if they go and they say, I'm being bullied, this is the way they're going to get treated. This is what's going to happen. So you're relying on the school system to tell you how many people are being bullied when they're the ones that are in charge of the numbers. They don't want those numbers inflated. They have one person in charge of bullying for the whole school system, and there were 5 validated cases of bullying in an entire school system. That's mathematically impossible.
And a district that's 65.
Alejandro Baez, welcome into the show.
Thank you for the invite.
I appreciate you waiting. I know that we made you wait a little long. So
yeah, you told me to. First of all, how dare you put me after Boston Dad? How am I supposed to
we didn't know he was coming.
That up?
We didn't know he was coming.
How dare you? And
thank you for the invite,
though.
All right.
Yeah. You know.
I apologize.
No worries.
I didn't realize it was that late.
No worries. I do have a MCS debate / forum later, but I did appreciate the chance to come here and tell you my thoughts on Tuesday. I know you want to hear my thoughts on Tuesday. I was there, and we'll talk about my
Did I over-exaggerate how crazy that was from watching it from home?
Well, you have to know that being there live, being surrounded.
It was worse.
I was surrounded. They sat behind me, and so the mother of the child that put in that complaint was in front of me, and they didn't know she was there. They didn't know that was her. So person after person came up and started bashing and saying, "You just because one parent does this doesn't mean you have to."
Yeah, one crazy parent.
They didn't know that she was there.
Right.
I mean, you could.
That's awesome.
The
In a way, that's awesome.
Well, I give kudos to that parent for going up there, for speaking her mind.
I do too.
Right?
Do you know how hard that had to be, knowing you had all these people in the room that were doing everything they could to silence you while they're complaining about censorship? Like, that had to be really difficult.
Exactly. So I give a lot of credit to that parent. Now, yes, I was there and I did speak. So the two major controversial topics were the line item transgenders in bathrooms and the book The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. But there were other items.
I wasn't going to say the name of the book, but
freedom of speech. But
I didn't stop you. I just
exactly.
said I wouldn't have done it.
Anyways, there were other items on the agenda that were, as of important. One of those is the superintendent resignation letter and the discussion on a new superintendent search.
Right.
So I spoke about two things. I spoke about the new superintendent search and about the book.
Right.
My thoughts on the new superintendent search were as simple as I don't think the current school committee, given their judgment, should be picking the next superintendent or even starting the process.
100%. They're the reason we're in this mess.
I mean, think about this. An audit came out on September 30th, which found that the schools weren't being compliant in IEPs, 504s, special education. There was mold, mice in the schools. That's been popular. That's been in the news. Favoritism in schools. We have issues revolving around so many things, and yet they gave the superintendent a proficient evaluation.
And a contract.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Which she
walked away from before it even went into effect.
So if that's the judgment of the school committee, and granted, Ken Willett and Kristen Maxwell didn't submit an evaluation because they knew how rigged the process has been.
It was a rigged process.
If that's the judgment of the school committee, I don't want them having anything to do with the new superintendent search.
I don't either.
So those were my thoughts on that line item. But the book. I did read the book. I went to St. John's Prep for high school.
Your parents were notified, I'm sure?
Well, it was on the syllabus.
Right.
It was on the syllabus for my 9th grade class.
But being on the syllabus just means you gave the parent the title. Like your parents were obviously told that this had sexual material in it, that it had something controversial in it, right?
Well, I don't know that.
I can't imagine St. John's. My brother went to St. John's, and it's a very Catholic school, so I can't imagine.
Well, so the controversy at St. John's, and I spoke about this in the meeting, it wasn't about the contents of the book, it was about the author of the book.
Right.
So I spoke about this in public as well, and everyone should know that the author, Sherman Alexie, isn't the greatest role model, as that parent pointed out in the meeting as well, alongside myself. Sherman Alexie was accused and is accused of sexual misconduct and abusing his power as an acclaimed author to hold the career of other Native American women's authors' careers over their heads for
sexual favors.
Exactly. And
wait, I thought liberal Democrats were against that stuff.
Well, he put in a letter publicly apologizing and admitting, listen to this, and I quote, he harmed other people for harming other people. So, as a person that read that book and saw myself in some of the characters, I traveled 40 minutes to go to a different high school than the one in my community. Right, I'm a disabled person. I'm blind from my left eye. So I saw some of the value that book brought. But at the end of the day, if that author is not preaching what he's is not doing what he's preaching, so what's the value?
Right.
What's the value? That was my issue.
Yeah, would they let a white supremacist write a book about civil rights and push that on the kids? I'm pretty sure they'd be like, wait a minute, this guy's a white supremacist. Why would we allow this to happen? And I also would imagine that all those people who pretended this was about book banning, if Tom Duggan wanted to come into the schools and show pornography, like hardcore pornography, to a 4th grade class, they would say that's not appropriate. If I wanted to come in and bring Playboy or whatever the magazines are today, I grew up on Playboy. It's probably not even around anymore. But if I wanted to bring in naked magazines of people having sex and show it to children in 3rd or 4th grade, that's not people complaining. That's not book banning. I'm sure they would say that's not age appropriate. So the discussion was about the age appropriateness of the passages in this book, not about banning the book. I
would also argue that the discussion was about parent notification.
Right, that was supposed to be about.
That's not even about. I would argue that Member Maxwell, and I know Member Maxwell personally, but I would argue that Member Maxwell was really concerned about the issue that parent wasn't notified.
Right, that's
so
all.
Now I want to clear this up for everybody in the audience, that agenda item that everyone person after person came up and said this shouldn't be on the agenda.
Can you believe that?
The reason that they came up there is because the language of it is supposed to be meant for manipulation.
Right.
What if the agenda item read parent notification issues?
Right.
Or what if the agenda item read, instead of transgender in bathrooms or whatever the line item was, it read bathroom accessibility?
Right.
None of those people would have been there.
Right.
But you know who writes the agenda?
Superintendent writes the agenda.
If I'm not on the school committee
It's
yet,
a good
and
catch,
I hope
by the way. I should have mentioned that, but I didn't realize it.
You know, we all have different perspectives. Every mind is their own world.
It's great.
I'm not on the school committee yet, and I hope to earn your vote if you live in Methuen. However, let's say I am on the school committee, and I ask for something to be on the agenda. I have that right for that item to be on the agenda.
Right.
However, the superintendent and the vice chair, I presume, I don't know this for sure, but definitely the superintendent writes the agenda items, and she chose that language on purpose so that this can happen.
To whip people up.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
and then Kelsey Shabilia went to the library, got all the library people who care about books, and lied to them and said this is about books. And then that got to Dennis DiZoglio, who got up and gave this big thing about. And it was, by the way,
did you know the police was there?
No, they were.
They were there.
Wow.
I don't know who requested it.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know who requested it, but I could imagine that if they knew, if they requested police presence in anticipation, it's because of the agenda wording.
Wow. Wow. You know what else was interesting? They all got up and they gave their speech about censorship and book banning, and then not one of them stayed around to hear what the actual conversation was going to be about on those agenda items. They were all out the door. I noticed after that was over, they panned the crowd. Those people were gone. They all got up and they made their little speech, and they tried to be like, "Oh, look at me, I'm against censorship," and then they were gone.
I will say that a lot of those, and I believe that it was unfortunate, but a lot of the people that were there weren't even there for that discussion. They were there because their child received an award.
Right.
There was two awardees that were there for excellence in academics and extracurriculars, and their family and friends were there. And so a lot of those people left after those awards, but there was a group of people that stayed into the end of the conversation. And I'll tell you something else. They stayed all night until Kristen Maxwell walked out of that. And
so some of them did stay at least.
Well, they waited outside.
Okay.
For her?
So
Did they
didn't
yell at
stay
her?
to hear the conversation. They didn't stay to hear was this
know
really about book banning, but they were outside waiting for her.
Maybe they were waiting to have conversations with other school committee members. I don't know what they were there. I can't speculate to what they were there. I don't know what was.
That's violent.
Well, I don't know why they were there.
It was certainly intimidation.
Yes.
You know, I can't speak to the minds of other people, but they were there outside waiting for the school committee meeting to end all the way up until 10 o'clock.
Right. But they weren't in the room listening to the discussion about the book banning that they cared so much about. They didn't stay to hear that this was actually not about transgender bathrooms and stopping transgenders.
There was a group of people there behind me.
They did stay? Yeah.
They did stay. Because
I didn't see. I thought Dennis DiZoglio was gone. I saw.
Yeah, a lot of people left. But, a lot of people that talked that were sitting behind me, they stayed. And when Ryan DiZoglio said, mentioned a good comment about civility and censorship and laughing while the school committee members are talking, and no one interrupted them, so why are they interrupting us?
I think that was Ken.
That was Ken, and Ryan had a similar comment on that. And I did this, like I just did over there when you were ready. And then Dan Shabilia started talking, and someone behind me started slow clapping behind me as well. So they definitely did stay for that conversation. Okay. Some of them.
I wish Dennis DiZoglio had stayed because I feel so bad. He's such a smart guy. He's such an icon in the community. And by the way, having him up there say what he said, I don't disagree with 100% of what was said.
I'm not for book banning at all.
I'm not for it either, but that wasn't on the agenda. Like, if they were doing book banning, I would have joined them. I would have left the Valley Patriot offices. I would have hobbled up to Methuen High School, and I would have spoke at that meeting as well. I will go to any school board meeting anywhere in the country that I can get to stop someone from wanting to ban a book. But again, that's not what was discussed. And that's the shame of it all, is that this was all orchestrated by a school board member who's running for city council, Dan Shabilia, who's running in the West End for city council. This was a campaign stunt by him and his wife.
Can I say something about that?
Sure.
So it was brought to my, so we have a forum/debate tonight, and it was brought to my attention that Dan Shabilia, and I will say his name, and I will speak up because I'm a man myself, right? And I'm not gonna talk about somebody and hide. It was brought to my attention that he posted today that he'll be watching, and he's looking forward to see how some people could do without their ChatGPT scripts and prep sessions. And I just want to ask Mr. Dan Shabilia, Member Shabilia, if it's wrong to be prepared for a meeting.
Right.
To have notes.
Right.
To know what you're talking about.
Well, he's reckless. He just talks off the top of his head, so he just shoots from the hip.
Well, there was a meeting yesterday as well, on Wednesday, about the audit. And I'm curious because Dan Shabilia and other members were awfully quiet, while other members like Ken Willett, Kristen Maxwell, Mary Beth Donovan Grassi, they were active. They were talking about the audit. They were trying to, and kudos for the mayor for declaring a war on bullying. Using the word.
I like Mary Beth
bullying.
Donovan Grassi. I like her as a person, and I don't agree with a lot of what she says, but I think she truly cares about the kids. But I was a little stunned during this meeting when she had very little to say. But the one thing she did say was, "This was the best book I've ever read in my life." And I went, "Wait a minute, what?" Like, okay, I've only read 2 pages of the book. I'm going to be honest, so I have no right to criticize the book. But to say that that's the best book you've ever, like, that's better than The Odyssey? That's better than
I'll give
Midsummer Night's Tale? Like, really?
You know, she's entitled to her opinion, and I do agree that she does care.
I agree.
She does.
I think she does too.
And she's heading the literacy program in Methuen. We need people like her to lead that.
And I think she's a good person.
I do too.
And I would not be unhappy if she got reelected. But I'm really hoping that Dan loses for city council, and I really hope that Laurie Keegan, who by the way was behind the scenes orchestrating a lot of this, she's the one that's trying to push the pornography on kids. She's the one that has turned her kid into a trans. She's the one that pushes this behind the scenes with her meetings with the superintendent. And when I called her out on it, she tried to lie on Facebook, and I caught her. I caught her hard. And I'm really hoping that the people in Methuen, again, I don't live in Methuen, so I've got no dog in the fight, so it doesn't really matter to me. But just my outside observing opinion is I would hope that Methuen would elect people like you and Maria Figueroa and some of the new people, and not Laurie, and put people in there that are going to care about parents. Did you hear what Dan Shabilia, we have to go, but did you hear what Dan Shabilia said, that he's really worried that parents are going to have control? There was a phrase that he used, parental, that we're heading down a slippery slope of parental control.
Yes, I did hear that.
I'm like, that's a slippery slope we should be begging for. Because right now we have academic control, we have teacher control, we have these perverted so-called educators that are running our school system that are pushing this kind of crap on kids. And how's that working out? How's that work? When I was growing up, we never had school shootings. When I was in high school, there was not one girl that was pregnant my entire 4 years of high school. I graduated in 85. There was not one girl in my high school that was pregnant. Now they have daycare at Lawrence High School. They have 4 daycare centers at Lawrence High School. So, I don't know, when we weren't pushing porn and sex on kids, we didn't have school shootings, we didn't have daycare in high schools, we didn't have 20% of the school class
There
girls.
was a girl pregnant in my 7th grade.
7th grade.
7th grade.
You know,
and by the time we
you know,
graduated high school, she had 4 kids.
You know, intern girl, that's my experience as well. It's middle school, there was a classmate that was pregnant, and I have friends that are parents, and you know they have their lives as parents, and you know it's kind of bizarre to me, but
But thank God for the Latino culture that they don't kill their kid. Like the Latino cultures, they want to keep their kids, no matter how young they are, right?
For the most part,
grandmas would raise them until stuff like that.
But then you have these rich white people of privilege running around shaming them. And Methuen running around shaming them and saying, well, what if your 7th grader got pregnant? Well, there's a lot of 7th graders out there that are pregnant right now, and they're going to have their kid, and their grandparents or their parents are going to help them raise that kid. But that kid has every right to live.
Yep.
Right? So,
you know, I do want to say to all the Methuen voters and your entire Valley Patriot family that Alejandro Baez running for Methuen School Committee, number 6 on the ballot. A vote for me is a vote for authenticity. I came here with no notes. I came here to speak my truth, my experience.
And that's not easy to do on my show because I throw everything at you.
Well, you know, it is what it is, and I'm happy for the opportunity and for the invite. I'm going to be focusing on special education and IEP. An audit showed that we were not being compliant. Imagine if your children was denied services, needed services to succeed. we have 61% graduation rates for students with disabilities.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Yep.
I'm happy to collaborate with the mayor's office on the war on bullying. That's a big issue as well.
It is.
And
He's
our
doing a
budgeting.
decent job. Like, I have a problem with some of the things he does. I think DJ's doing a decent job.
Well, I've been critical of the administration during my campaign trail, but the job that the mayor has been doing with the task force on maintenance and making sure that we have no more rats and mold in our schools is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to working with the mayor on this new war on bullying. My 3 things that are specific that I think are actionable is special education. Half our budget goes to special education, yet we're not compliant. Bullying, and lastly, budgeting. We cannot go back to a time where we had $4 million. We were $4 million in the red. We have to make sure that we are using sustainable growth tactics in our budgeting.
All right, listen, we have to run. We're way over time, and we're going to have to pay more money to Brian because I feel so bad. They always let me go, and they don't charge me.
They like you here because you bring in more business, Tom.
Well, I mean, we are bringing business in for sure.
Yeah.
But they do such good. They should get paid for what they do. Like he had to come in and help you with that thing, and he had to take time away from whatever he was doing. So.
Right.
I appreciate you coming on, Alejandro Baez. You're number 6 on the ballot?
Number 6 on the
He's
ballot.
Number 6 on the ballot. He's one of my 4 candidates. My candidates are, in full disclosure, my 4 candidates are Maria Figueroa, Alejandro Baez, Ken Willett, Kristen Maxwell, and I'm going to throw in, I wasn't going to do it before, but I'm going to do it now, even though it's going to make a lot of my friends mad, Mary Beth, is it Mary Beth
Mary
Donovan?
Beth Donovan Grassi.
And Alejandro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I started with Alejandro.
Well, you have to say it twice, right, intern
Yes.
girl?
And Alejandro
At the
Baez.
end.
Alejandro Baez.
Number
Yes.
6.
Tip your waitress, Alejandro Baez. Thanks for coming, Figs.
Thank you.
So, no, I appreciate you coming on. And I appreciate, what I really appreciate is we don't agree on some stuff.
We don't, yeah.
There are some things that we have very fundamental differences on. We've had lunch, I think, once. We've talked a few other times.
Yes.
But what I like is that you were willing to hear my side of it. Like, you weren't like, no, that's not my position, and then shut me down like other people do. You were willing to hear it. We had a really, I think, grown-up, mature conversation where, like, you kind of tried to see my side a little bit on some things, and I certainly try always with you. So he's an open-minded guy. He's certainly not a conservative, I'll tell you that. But he certainly is open to some conservative ideas.
I'm reform-minded.
Very reform-minded, and he also understands what's wrong with public education because he went to school at St. John's, and now he sees what's going on.
And I went to school at the Tenney.
At the Tenney, right? So he's seen both sides, and he gets it. So let's roll up, Mel. I feel so bad that we're late, and we're going to have to buy them lunch or something over here. And I think I'm having dinner with Yanelda, but she has not answered me.
Oh.
So I'm waiting for her. The
Duggan?
future Mrs. Duggan, and I need to get a luncheon with her. Thank you, Alejandro. I need to get a luncheon with her within the next couple of days because there's stuff going on that she needs to know about, and I can't talk about it electronically.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you to Daryl Silva too for coming in. The Boston Dad.
Oh yeah.
And I've been in a bunch of his stuff. Like we always talk about anger management because that's our favorite one. But I've done a bunch of stuff with him. He did a commercial for. He did several commercials where I made a cameo. So I do the same thing in every commercial. I'm reading the Valley Patriot. I'm leaning up against the wall reading the Valley Patriot. And then a beautiful girl goes by, and the corner of the Valley Patriot kind of goes down, and I look over and I check her out as she goes by. And if I don't tell you I'm in the commercial, you watch it, you miss it. I'm not there, right? But once I tell you that I'm there, you see it. So let's thank our sponsors. Let's roll up, Mel. We'll have to thank the North End of Cable Access for letting us stay extra. And I forgot Total Mortgage. Our friend Marie Thibodeau from Total Mortgage. I forgot her at the beginning. I have to get.
Can you please tonight put it on Excel?
I need a master list. The problem is this is my backup computer, so I don't have Word and Excel. My 30 days lapse.
Got it.
So I can't add to the Excel. So I'm going from 5 different sheets trying to find all the different. So I will make a master list. Let's take our sponsor, Century 21, McLennan Real Estate, the Zanny Pesce Law Office, Marston & Son Construction, EIS, Investigation and Gun Training, Clear Path for Veterans New England, Tomo and Shaken Seafood, Total Mortgage, AFC Urgent Care, Pleasant Valley Landscaping Contractors, Prime Insurance, the Doug Mercurio Law Office right here in North Andover, Prime Insurance, please call them. And the candidates, read the candidates for me. Do you have them? You don't have them.
I don't have them, but
Wanda
we do have
Santos
Wanda
for City
Santos.
Council.
John
Drew for City Council. Jana Zani Pesci for City Council. Ryan DiZoglio for City Council.
Luis Robles.
Luis Robles for Lawrence School Committee. You have to redo Mel now.
Yeah.
Frank Cirillo for City Council. Who else do we have in that race? I'm kind of going to forget somebody. They all paid such good money, and I don't even have the list in front of me. Isn't it awful?
I think we got everyone.
Thank you to our 7-hour show today.
Wanda, John Drew, Luis
Jana,
Robles, Jana,
Ryan,
and
Frank Cirillo. We
Frank
missed
Cirillo.
one. Still one that we missed.
You sure?
We have all 6 of them. Oh, we're having a debate. The debate is scheduled for
with who?
The at-large Methuen City Councilors. And Juan DeSantos, so we did get all 6. 7 o'clock, Tuesday the 28th of October. We're going to have all 6 candidates here. It's going to be a real debate. If you've ever seen a Tom Duggan debate, you won't. There's no question this is a real debate. I will throw in a topic. I'll say,
I'm going to make your flyer.
The Searles Building, what do you guys think about it? Talk amongst yourselves. They're going to debate each other.
Okay.
I'm not going to step in unless somebody's getting too much time or not enough.
Okay.
And so I'm not going to challenge them. If they say something dumb or they say something wrong, it's up to the other candidates to do that. So we'll see you then. Sounds like Melvin Taylor says we have to go home. So go home already.